Joining us once again, Derrell Peel, Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University. Derrell, let's start today with good news. For producers out there, we're seeing great prices at the markets.
You know, it's just absolutely amazing what we're seeing for these feeder cattle prices. They continue to move higher, absolutely unprecedented. And so we're just looking at across the board, from lightweight calves to the heavyweight feeders, the feeder cattle futures, which is based on the heavier weight feeders. Several of those contracts broke the $2 mark this last week. Just completely unprecedented territories, and it's really a sign of this, the situation that we're in, one that's been building for a lot of years actually, and one that we're going to see for a while.
All right, now that's really good news for producers. They might want to go out and celebrate, have a steak dinner, but if they do that, it's really going to cost them.
The other side of this thing, of course, it's being driven predominantly by the tight supplies, the long-term liquidation we've had, and so that's showing up more and more, and will continue to show up at the retail level. We're going to push those prices higher. We're going to see reduced beef production, not only in 2014, but we're talking about 2015, 2016 as well. As we start herd rebuilding this year, and it looks like that's going to happen now, it's going to take about 2 to 3 years before we see any real increase in beef production. So we're going to be in this situation for a long time yet.
Now, of course, the big news this week in Oklahoma is the rain. We finally got some, and it keeps coming in wave after wave. Let's talk about what that means for the drought and what that's going to mean for forage.
You know, for cow-calf or cattle producers in general, the timeliness of this is excellent from a forage standpoint. If you look at the drought situation overall, still about 75% of the state is in D2 to D4 categories. But what we have done is we've reduced the amount of D4. We've moved everybody up a notch a bit. So we still have drought conditions. It's less severe. We've removed some of the worst severe stuff. And we've set the stage for really bringing the total percentage of the state that's in drought down if we continue to get some follow-up rains. So this really is very good news from a forage standpoint. It's going to give producers lots of opportunity to work through the summer and for the rest of this year.
Let's talk about what all of that means for cow-calf producers in terms of their business decisions.
As we look ahead to marketing this year's calf crop, fall calving cows from last year being weaned right now, so you're selling right into a high price market. I certainly couldn't tell anybody you shouldn't sell these calves right off the cow. You've got these tremendously high prices. For spring calving cows that are going to wean in the fall, again, we're still going to have very high prices. I don't know that we'll continue to go higher from the levels we are, but I don't think we have much potential to drop a lot. So I'm not really worried about the downside risk very much in this market as we go into the fall. There may be a little bit of seasonal pressure. So, sell them right off the cow, that's fine. There's no argument against that. You're moving towards maximum cow numbers, if you will, selling the calves right off the cow. On the other hand, if you have some extra forage acres, maybe your cow numbers are down a little bit, with some decent quality forage, there's an opportunity to put some additional weight on these calves post-weaning. And that has value as well. Even at these high prices, if you pencil it out, there's pretty good return to that. And the feedlots would rather buy a little bit heavier calf than a lighter one, so there's opportunities there. The last thing I would suggest in terms of calf marketing considerations is the whole value-added notion, particularly preconditioning these calves. A lot of producers look at the prices today and say, well, why should I do that? Why should I invest in those health programs and so on? But look at it from the buyer standpoint. These buyers are paying tremendously high prices for these calves, and the risk to them of health issues or death loss from those calves is extremely high. So they're willing to pay, and producers should certainly think about the opportunity to participate in the Oklahoma Quality Beef Network program or some other preconditioning program this fall. It will add value to these calves even at these high prices, and it's certainly something that producers ought to consider.
Any advice for producers in terms of financial planning, of profit taking in this market?
Well, there's a wide range of situations out there. Producers that have been in the drought may be down in cow numbers, and so we're looking at extremely high replacement female prices. These market conditions are the market's attempt to provide you the ability to go out and pay those high prices, but you obviously need to do some planning. We're going to enjoy relatively strong prices for a long time to come, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't worry about cost. You really do need to do some cost management and a little bit of strategic planning as we go forward to think about positioning yourself to really take advantage of this market that's going to be out there for the next several years.
All right. Derrell Peel, Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.